Welcome, Ship Familia. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today is our session on the Star Awards nomination process, and we have with us today to present Diana Gomez, who is the chair of the Star Awards Committee, as well as lifetime member, former board member, many things to the Ship Familia. So we are so grateful for her to share with us today. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Diana and let her present to all of you.
All right, thanks, Renee, and thank everyone for attending today. What we wanted to do today was just do kind of a questions and answers. I'm going to do a quick presentation that kind of just talks about the Star Awards and how they get chosen, and then go into the website where you do the actual nominations, and then answer any questions that you may have. And so we're really hoping that we get lots of nominations. And then also, once we have the nominations closed, we ask for volunteers on helping us evaluate the nominations. So I'm going to go ahead and start the presentation really quick here. Okay, can you guys see my presentation? Can you confirm?
Yeah, we're seeing it just
Okay.
fine, Diana.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've been doing the Star Awards for a long time. I've been the chair of this committee for a long time. I did notice one of my committee members is on the screen with us, Valerie Valenzuela. And so there's a committee of 4 of us, between 4 and 5 of us that help, good morning, Valerie, help get to these awards. So really the big objective is to recognize our brightest shining stars. We do have, as nominations have been open now, this year we have a new award that was added last year, the Rodrigo Garcia Founders Award. It's now eligible for nominees. Last year it was given to Rod Garcia. He is one of our founders. This does require a lifetime member status though. And then also the Ruben and Hinojosa STEM Champion Award. If you have any thoughts or ideas, these are individuals that are out in the communities. A lot of times we recognize our elected officials, some CEOs who have been really big champions of the STEM world. So I wanted to also just, these are all the categories and who they're judged by. And so as you can see, the first 1 through 6, they are, in a sense, the committee itself does the initial review with several board members, and then we get to a winner. The next 3, which is 7, 8, and 9, which is Company of the Year, the government agency, and as I mentioned, the Ruben and Hinojosa, these are judged by the CEO and our board chair. All the rest, the community service, corporate, I won't go through all of them, but you could see them on the list there. Those are evaluated by evaluation team. And we ask for volunteers to help us evaluate. Every year we get over 200 nomination submittals in various different categories. Some of the more popular categories are Promising Engineer Award, the Ship Star of Today, Ship Star of Tomorrow are the very competitive ones. And even the Corporate Achievement Award, we get quite a bit of applicants for those. And so what we do is we do evaluation training. You're put on an evaluation team. We try to get every nomination to be at least reviewed by 3 different individuals. And then we take their scores, and then from there we get the evaluation team gives us the top 3, and then the committee takes it from there. Here are the other 3. The Young Investigator Award is actually evaluated by university professors because it's all about research. And so we want to make sure that we get their perspective. So every year we've had professors evaluate the Young Investigator Awards. And then the other two are the Educator of the Years, who are evaluated by the committee. So nominations are due July 15th. We've been utilizing this platform called Awards Force, and it really has helped us um, manage the award process. And since it's also been really helpful since COVID, so before we actually would come in person, all of the evaluation team, and we would print out every single nomination, and then they would review, the printed copy. But because we're using now Awards Force, it allows us to have more evaluators, and we don't need to do it in person, at least for the initial round. And um, the Zoom meeting was going to be held on June 10th, but because of conflicts, we're having it today. So if you do want to be a reviewer, we're going to have training in mid-July. We'll assign everyone by July 20th. You have 7 days to help evaluate those awards, and then you can contact starawards@ship.org if you want to be if you are interested in reviewing the award nominations. We have already, our team is complete. But so that's just a quick presentation of the Star Awards overall. I want to now kind of just go to the website here.
Diana, a quick question. Do
Yes.
you need to be a SHPE member in order to be a reviewer?
No, you do not need to be a SHPE member to be a reviewer. So anybody can review as long as you have access, online access. So you do not need to be a SHPE member. So I'm hopefully you can see the website. So as you can see right here, we already have 3 nominations that have been submitted, completed, and you have 67 that are in progress. So when you go into the system, you'll see this. The first thing you see is this dashboard, and then you could also kind of see the entries by category. So as you can see, where the nominations have already started. But before, if you want to submit a nomination, you do need to create an account. So you can go to that link on the brochure, and the first thing you'll see is create an account. And when you create an account, then you're able to go in there and do your entries. So here you could see off to the left, you could manage your entries. In this case, I don't have entries. And then you could see your own entries. And then when you're a reviewer, we will assign you categories. You will not see all of the nominations. You will only see the ones that we've assigned you to. So when you come in, you'll create an account, and then we will assign you as a reviewer, and then give you your respective nominations to read. So it's always nice. Last year we had the largest number of reviewers, which is really helpful for the committee because that's a lot less we have to review. But it's really nice when, as I mentioned, it's great when we can have at least each nomination reviewed by 3 different reviewers, because it does make a big difference. And then we take their scores and and sum them up and see which are the top 3 in that each category. Before, we used to, when we did come in person, we would have debates about, the reviewers could discuss why they chose one person over another. But overall, we, because of the COVID situation, we went to virtual, and so far that has really worked for us. Any questions? I'll just open it up to questions, comments, or this is really your time to ask questions. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking. But does anybody have any questions?
Feel free to drop your questions in the chat or raise your hand, and then we'll call on you to unmute to ask Diana your questions. And for everyone, I did drop the link into the Star Wars page on the convention website. So in case you needed to find that again, I dropped that in the chat for everyone. Imelda has a question, Diana. Can we help judge if we're nominated for an award this year?
Yes, you can still be a judge. You just won't be placed in that category. So as long as you let us know that as long as you let us know what category you were nominated for, we won't place you in that category. So I could see all the questions. So
well, we can also see the nominated Diana on in the system too.
Yeah. So the winners are usually announced towards the end of August. So it takes us, because the nominations close on July 15th, we're giving everybody till July 27th. And so once we have, in some cases, we do have to go out to some of the reviewers and ensure that they are completed. So it takes us about a month or a month and a half to sort everything out and announce those winners. Can you share the number of nominations submitted? Yeah, I can actually do that. I don't know if I could do it right now, but I can, if you put your email in the chat, I can send that to you. We do have that. For the application, a letter from the chat is needed. What if the yes, so if the president is being nominated, this is for Tahimi. Yes, if the president is being nominated, you can have another officer, or you can have the chapter advisor write the letter. In most cases, though, one of the recommendations comes from the chapter advisor. So I would suggest you use another officer and the chapter advisor as well. Alex, do we have the new award listed in the website? Yeah, and so for the Rodrigo Garcia Award, it is in the brochure. The requirements are listed in the brochure, and you do have to be a lifetime member. Eric Diaz, can you submit for more than? Yes, you can. You can submit for more than one award. So yes, Ship Star of Tomorrow and Promising Engineer do seem similar. And so in some cases, we have had individuals be nominated for both. So yes, you can do that as well. Okay, Marie, I have your email here, and I will, after the Zoom, I'll send you the number of nominations by category.
Diana, I also put into the chat for everyone the Star Wars email address. This goes direct to Diana and the committee. So if you have any questions or think of anything after this session, please feel free to email them there.
Yeah, Kimberly, I can do that as well. Yeah, if you just put your email in the chat there, I'll send it to you as well. And so I can tell you that Star of Today, Star of Tomorrow, Community Service Award, Promising Engineer, and Corporate Achievement are those categories that receive the most nominations. We most definitely would like to see more nominations, and You know, Jaime Oaxaca was the highest award we gave every year. We have less than 10. The Dr. Ellen Ochoa Award, every year, so far, this is the third year we're going to be giving it. We received less than 5. Same thing with Manager of the Year, usually less than 10. So we want to try to have, you know, a good number of representation in all of our awards here. Our role model awards, those are the ones that sometimes are really disappointing, because we have over 10,000 students and every year we only get, you know, less than 10 students. So what really makes a candidate stand out? Again, it depends on each of the categories. But one of the things that we do look at is, you know, what contributions they've made to their respective companies, but then also looking at how they've made an impact in the community. So those are the two things that we really look at. We want to make sure that you know, you highlight those things. What impacts have they made within their own company, and what impacts have they made in the community? So Marian asked, if someone is nominated for 2 awards, will the 3 judges? No. So usually judges only, if we have plenty of judges, most of the time you're only evaluating one category. But if we have, so for example, Star of Tomorrow, it's usually, it's only those individuals, because they have so many to review. You will only be reviewing one category. But if we have 2 categories and only have, say, 2 or 3 winners, yes, you might end up reviewing more than one category. But in this case, the 3 judges will not be the same for the 2 awards. So that for sure is the case. The 3 judges will not be the same in 2 different categories. Christian asks, you're also interested. Oh, okay, so I will also send you those numbers, Christian. Yes, this recording of this session will be published afterwards. Nicole, how does that get published?
Yeah, not a problem. So Jen and our marketing team, once this recording and session is done and it's done rendering, she will then post it on the Star Awards page on our convention website. That same link that I dropped in the chat, you can just check back there.
Oh,
So Kimberly asked for the Community Service Award. Was there a question?
Diana, could you just go over if an awardee is selected, what happens once they're selected?
Yeah. So when a person has been selected, so they will get a phone call either from their company executive or our national president. So it all depends on you know, who the award winner is and where they work. Because in our case, our IPC, which are our industrial partners, they want to make the notification. So you will be notified, and then after you're notified, then you will receive an official letter from the committee letting you know of all of your amenities. You will then publish the announcement, the newsletter. So you will get contacted. In some cases, if you don't have a good photo, we need to get a good photo from you. And then also you'll be reviewing what goes out in the email announcement. So we'll give you an opportunity to review that. We will, and then then after that, the committee will be sending you some forms for you to complete out, and then just really work with you logistically. If you are an award winner, you are entitled to full registration, and it will include a hotel as well for from Wednesday through Sunday, and registration for your guests. You're entitled to 1 hotel room, and in a sense, 2 registrations, one's for you and 1 for your guests. SHPE does not cover the flights for you to get. In this case, we're heading to North Carolina. But again, we do, the rest of that is all the logistics you'll work with the committee, how you get registered, how you want your name on your award, and then everything else that comes with receiving that award. So Eric asked if I have worked for 2.5 years, but reached my 3rd year of employment in September. You technically won't qualify because you in July, you've had only 2.5 years. So you'd have to wait till next year to actually submit yourself, or have your company submit for you for those 2. How many, okay, for community, so Kimberly, you asked for community service award. How many applicants do we normally get? I believe that was your question. So usually for the community service award, we'll get between 10 and 25. And then also for the community, how are you going to review to know? Well, a lot of times for the community service awards, what happens is we receive, newsletters where it shows that individual working out in the community, recognitions that they've had by the community. So you can attach a lot of that documentation to the nomination. So that's how we're able to see how these individuals are making impacts in the community.
Diana, I got a question. Are the presenters of the awards, are those selected by the awardees, or do you guys, the committee, select them?
No, so the way the presenters are either representatives from our IPC company, our IPC companies, if they have an award winner within their companies. And then if they don't, then it goes to board members. So the award winner would only get to select their representative, their presenter, if they work for an IPC company, and the IPC company itself, their rep agrees to it. Otherwise, it is presented by board members. Tahimi asked, is there any future plans to increase the awards to recognize? I'm not sure in terms of how would we increase the number of awards. Are you saying giving out more of the undergraduate and graduate PhD students awards? Or are you asking if we create a different award? If you want to go on mute, unmute and ask the question, Tahimi, a little more.
She said for either.
Yeah, right now we do not plan to increase the types of awards for undergraduate or graduate or PhD students. The undergraduate and graduate, every year we only receive less than 10. So 2 years we try to award 7 undergraduate and 7 graduate students. And we wanted to recognize 1 in each region. In some cases, we didn't receive any nominations in some of the regions. So every year So for those 2 years, I think we only awarded a total of less than 7 because we didn't get enough nominations for undergraduate and graduate. This category is the one where we received the least amount of nominations. It's unfortunate, and we've tried to figure out how we can get more undergraduate and graduate students nominated, but adding more awards won't necessarily help. If we receive lots of nominations for undergraduate and graduate, then we most definitely would look at expanding how we could recognize, maybe undergraduates in different schools, whether it's, an electrical engineer, a computer science engineer. But the fact that we don't get that many, it's very hard for us to increase them. In the most competitive awards, what usually makes them stand out is really their contributions to their companies. So, Star of Today, in some cases, may have lots of patents. So those, that's what really makes them stand out, what contributions they are making within their company and making it very, helping that company be very successful. Kimberly, thank you for all your questions. Really love it. For the diversity award, we usually get less than 10 nominations as well. We do send out a thank you note for all the nominees. They will receive an email after everything, after we've processed all the awards, after we made the announcements. We will send an email to all the nominees, and we will invite them to the convention, but we won't pay for them to come to the convention. If they want to come to the convention on their own, most definitely they would be welcome. Yes, a person can be nominated outside the IPC company. Most definitely, last year we had several winners that were not part of the IPC companies. So yes, if you have a worthy candidate, please make sure that they are submitted. Our nomination process don't favor company. If you work in a respective company, it's really what you've done in that company. I will say though that if you are a SHPE member, you do get those additional 5 points. And so that does make a difference. These are all really great questions. I was worried nobody was going to get on, but thank you for all being here today. If you have more questions, we'll still be here for another 30 minutes. And I do have 3 requests to send out the numbers for last year, and I can go ahead and send those. I have your email addresses. JL, yes, this recording will be available for viewing later. And I think in the questions, they posted the number of the email or the link to where you can see the recording. Any more questions? Oh, hi, Antonina. So we went through a lot of questions for those that are just joining us. Yeah, great to see you too. You look good in that red jacket. Any other questions from anyone else? Like I say, we'll be here for another 30 minutes. if you have any other questions. And hopefully everybody will be submitting a nomination. It's really nice when we get lots of nominations.
Yeah, and don't forget, you can also email the starawards@ship.org email if questions do come up later today or throughout the time.
If you prefer to raise your hand and unmute, just click on that. We're happy to call on you, and don't feel like you only have to type them into the chat, but we'll take it either way.
Diana, I was one of the ones that came in late, but did you go over the schedule when the deadline is for everybody? Because that keeps coming up, and will you extend it? Because we get that call at midnight, usually 11 o'clock p.m.
So we did go over the PowerPoint. We had a PowerPoint, Linda. And so we did.
Sorry, I missed.
Yeah. I just want you to know you're offending some Celtic fans with your background, but it's okay.
I have a right right now, and you can't question it, okay? Four. Wait, where's my camera? 4.
Yep, look at Abby says it's very offensive. Sorry,
1
Abby.
year of this, Abby, unless we win again next year.
Yes, so we did do the PowerPoint, so it is July 15th. And in terms of extensions, we won't make that phone call. We won't make that call until we get closer and we see how many nominations we submitted. Hello, Raul. Can you provide a bit more background or info about the differences you're looking for professional community? Well, again, it all depends on the categories that were. So for community service, the community service, we're most definitely looking for more impacts to the community itself. But for those technical awards, like the Star of Today, Star of Tomorrow, Corporate Achievement, we really look at their contributions and achievements within their careers. So that's what we're looking for. For the professional role models and all of the role models, we're literally looking at how they've made a difference within their chapters and how have they made their chapters a lot stronger and how they have contributed to the community. So it really depends on the category that you're reviewing. So for those technical ones, we most definitely are looking for their contributions to their respective companies that they have worked for, the patents and such. JL, last year we only received 3 nominations for the Dr. Alan Ochoa Award. They were great nominations though, very competitive, but we only received 3. Raul, hopefully I answered your question.
Yes, to a point. Diana, hi Diana. Sorry.
Hi.
I joined a little bit late. It's more towards the format of the information inputted. Like I see between those sections, there's a section that is more type in versus upload document. And when I was reviewing last year, I noticed that there was a lot of ambiguity between the two. So some provided a lot of extensive detail into some categories. There was some others that were like list format. So if there's any particular better format for each section, I guess is my question.
Yeah, I think for in terms of when you're describing their contributions or their the work that they're doing, it's easier if when it's in story format versus bullet format. For bullet format, it doesn't really say a whole lot about the achievements. And so if you do it more in, story format, it makes it easier for the reviewer as well.
I think one of the other things that comes up too is the the letters of recommendation are targeted for maybe a different award, but they use them for another award. The candidate, some candidates will apply for 2 awards. And so that makes it a little confusing when you're reviewing too. So being clear on what award they're applying for, what award we're reviewing, and how those points connect with the award itself, because we have noticed some candidates submitting for 2 or 3 awards and they get a little confusing to figure out, wait, why are they recommending for this, or why are they focusing on these accomplishments when we're really looking at something a little different.
Yeah, going back to that story, each one has their own category and their own requirements. So I think that's the most important thing, is telling that story.
Okay, we have about another 20 minutes. If anybody else has any more questions. For those of you that joined late, I did share a PowerPoint that kind of talked about how every award is reviewed, and then again, talking about the new award, the Rod Garcia Founders Award is new, and then also July 15th is the deadline, and we are using the same platform that we used last year.
Any comments on the platform and that people who are using the platform?
I thought it was great last year, the way that, you know, you can do it kind of like on your own. And I did get burned because I had a list of 10 or so reviews, and I didn't know I had a page 2. So maybe make that a little bit more evident that you have 20 to review, not just 10. So besides that, everything else went pretty good.
Yeah, this year, again, we'll be doing the evaluators training as well. And that'll happen after July 15th and once we assign you. Yes, we will be sharing the recording of this session. So in terms of Eric asked the short bios of past year award winners. So I believe, Nicole, we can go and see all of the, in a sense, the bios, the announcements that we've made in the past. Is that somewhere archived in the SHPE website to show the past winners?
I am sure it is. I can't tell you that I know exactly, especially because I know we're in the middle of overhauling the website. So, but what I can do is if you want to email the StarAwards@SHPE.org your request for that, we will send it back to you, and I'll get that from Jen Link for everyone.
So we do have copies of the programs that are handed out at each of the events, and in there is a short bio. So we do have that information. Okay, any other questions? Okay, well,
Wait, I wanted to make a comment. Last year, and this goes back to how we're not getting in, I mean, in some categories, we don't get enough nominations for the younger groups too, but one of the chapters made an effort to really nominate their chapter members, which was, I think, a really good thing, that they got together and decided that we are going to send various candidates And that was great because it is a lot of, I mean, it is work to get the candidates in, but they're deserving. And I think, well, worth doing that. So that might be something for the chapters to consider. Getting together and submitting some nominations from your area region. So regional effort to decide how many you're going to send. But again, these are worthy candidates and it takes time, but let's acknowledge accomplishments if we can.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much, Diana and Valerie and Linda. I appreciate your time on the committee as well and for sharing. Again, for everyone, I posted the link in the chat of this session once it's recorded and rendered. Marketing will be posting it to the website. And again, you can reach Diana and the committee at starwards@ship.org. If you have any questions after this, they're happy to help you make sure you get your nominations in. As everyone said, we really just want to celebrate our ship stars. So thank you again for everyone. Today we'll stay on a little bit longer in case anyone has any lingering questions, but have a great day in case you're departing now.
Thanks, Nicole.
Diana, also, if you share those slides with me, I'll make sure to get those to Jen in case she wants to post those as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey,
Just-
Diana, on those slides, maybe you can add something about telling the story, the importance of that. I think you had a slide about, I know you had like dates on there, but maybe tips or something? Like reminders? Sorry, I don't know. I feel like that's one thing that 2 or 3 individuals on the chat had said that that was the confused part. They just kind of like, seems we get the cut and paste, you know, for each one.
Valerie, do you want to come up with some tips? You and Linda, and then I could add them to the slide.
Yeah, send your slides over and then we'll send them to Nicole.
I'll send them to you guys right now and just add a page of tips. So Raul, you asked, can the nominees participate? Yes, they can. They will just not be put in that category to evaluate. So yes, nominees can participate. This is another good way of being able to see, get ideas for the nominations. Is you start to be able to see what others have submitted, and it gives you really good ideas for next year.
In case I forgot to mention, Golden State Warriors won. And we have the first Mexican American winner too this year, Juan Toscano.
Or maybe
Yes,
we should,
Linda. Yes, we know.
maybe we should invite him to the ship conference.
Maybe we should. Linda, go out there in the parade and go get him out of there.
Doesn't one of your employees, isn't his that's her boyfriend?
No, friend, but no, she does know him, and well, we're trying to get him for a fundraiser out here, so.
Well, bring him to the ship conference.
Dan, are you gonna pay for his flight?
My +1,
What do you mean? He's made a lot of money. That ring he's gonna be wearing. He can hack that so he could buy his flight. So Nicole, I was seeing that Southwest is having these fall sales. I'm wondering if we should have some of the committee members get their flights right now if they're able to fly Southwest.
We can't after July. I have to wait for the new fiscal year.
Oh,
to start.
okay.
And the board's approving the budget. So
In 10
unfortunately, I
days?
gotta wait for that part.
In 10 days?
Yes. I'll keep an eye on it though. Thank you. Any other last minute questions for Diana on the Star Awards?
Hi, Maggie.
Hi, sorry. I was unable to get in sooner. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Okay.
hear you. No worries. It was recorded and there's some slides that are going to be shared with with those that attended.
Okay. All right.
Did you tell they can self-nominate too, Diana? Yeah, she
I
did.
think
Okay.
We
I
can
was
add
late
that
too,
to our
Maggie.
tips. We can add that to our tips, Linda.
No other questions or any other things that we can help you guys with in the nomination process? Getting one or two last minute people joining here at the, make sure. Hi, if you're just joining us, we're at the tail end of the hour, but if you have any questions for the Star Awards nominating committee, please let us know in the chat or unmute yourself to ask it. No worries. Not a problem. It was recorded and it will be on the website post this session. All right, the question is from Alexis, are 3 letters of recommendation required?
No, not necessarily. You know, of course, the more letters you have, the more we get to read about the candidate and their contributions, but you won't get disqualified if you don't have the 3 letters. Okay, thanks, Alexis, for joining us. Well, again, I just want to thank everyone for joining us. And so we will have all the recordings and the PowerPoint on the website shortly. And at least by the end of the day, we'll have that ready to go. And again, you can always feel free to email us and we can respond to any questions specifically as you're going through the process. All right, thanks, Nicole. Thanks to the team here. Really appreciate everybody being here with us.
Thank you. All right, thank you,
Thank
Diana.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and stop the recording here.
Yep.